What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy KT. Peace and love to you guys. Y'all know what it is. There's been a few people asking me this recently, pertaining to service delivery and whether or not they should do it themselves or if they should outsource it and hire somebody, build a team together. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to make a video about this just because I have had a few questions in regards to this subject a few times. Yeah, let's get straight into it. Of course, there are multiple angles that you can look at this at. There are a lot of pros and cons to both sides, especially as a beginner. But again, a lot of variation depending on the niche that you're in, the skill set that you do or don't have, like what makes the most sense for your specific business model. All right, so the first pro of fulfilling services yourself as a beginner within the social media marketing agency model is obviously control. You have control of the level of quality that's delivered. You also have control as far as deadlines and meeting certain timelines as far as what it is that you're communicating to your clients. Having that control and not having to worry about coming through for you or not, especially in the early stages as you're trying to build your reputation, of course, very big. Definitely an advantage there pertaining to fulfilling the service yourself, so control. The next pro, fulfilling the service yourself, and I think it's probably the most obvious, but cost. As you're just starting out as a beginner within social media marketing, being able to maximize your margins is of course very important, especially depending on your current financial situation. You may have the flexibility to be able to outsource and whatnot, but some agency owners in the beginning don't. You're really trying to get the ball rolling, but you don't want to grow too fast. Or you may have a lot of personal expenses that you need to take care of, or there's a lot of responsibilities and life happens, man. So cost, of course. So just being able to maximize your margins. And of course, this business model in itself, that is one of the best things about it, is the fact that it is a service-based business. So because it's a service-based business, you have a lot of room for margin, which is already great. A lot of business owners may need to maximize it even further. That is definitely a pro. Third pro of fulfilling the service yourself is knowledge. Of course, you're the business owner at the end of the day. You're the one that has bootstrapped this thing. You know the niche that you're in. You know your target audience, who it is that you're reaching out to. So you have a better understanding of the overall concept of this business model. Therefore, you have a better understanding of the approach that you need to take within the business. So overall knowledge is, of course, a very obvious advantage, but at the same time, very crucial. You get what I'm saying? All right, so now we're gonna get into the cons of fulfilling the service yourself. First point being, of course, maybe the most obvious, very time consuming. Depending on how much bandwidth you actually have in the beginning stages, it is very time consuming depending on what your business model is. Whether you're running ads, creating ads, consulting, there's so many different aspects within social media marketing, but of course, each task within itself requires time. This may take time away from higher leverage tasks within your business, whether that's outreach or fulfilling the service for your clients, is of course a con, just because depending on where you're at within your business, it may slow you down. Next con would be skill set. There are a lot of ad agencies out there. Not every member on the team has experience with managing ad campaigns. If you're a complete beginner and you've never managed a Facebook ad campaign or a TikTok ad campaign or any ad campaign in general, this will of course be a little challenging for you in the beginning. Whereas if you were to outsource it to someone else, they already have a lot of experience within that particular field. It's a lot more likely that they're going to be able to fulfill that service at a very high level for your clients, therefore making you as the agency owner look very good. So definitely a big one, I think. And the last con, which is honestly just very similar to the first one, but it's still a different angle that you can look at it at, and that would be focus. There's only so much time in every day for your attention and focus to be taken away from other activities within your business, or even making content like this, you know what I'm saying? And I feel again, for social media marketing agency owners, it's huge in my opinion. If you're an agency owner, you're not pumping out content yet, start pumping out content like yesterday. Where is your focus going and why? And is your energy being utilized correctly? So again, another con. That being said, let's go into the other side now. Outsourcing to someone else, whether that's a freelancer, a contractor, or another agency even. And what are the pros and cons of outsourcing service delivery as opposed to fulfilling it yourself? So again, a pro outsourcing your service delivery in early stages is just being able to work with someone who's more experienced. You're gonna be able to fulfill these services at a much higher level, and it won't really reflect how much experience or lack thereof that you have as an agency owner because you're now working with experts. So I think that's huge, man. Another pro now, of course, being able to gain your time back, being able to focus on higher leverage activities within your business. Again, huge, man. Time is the most valuable currency, and I think we all know this, but it's always very important to make note of it and remind ourselves so that we can remain grounded in our game plans and execute the way that we're supposed to. But again, it starts with time and how efficiently you're able to use your time. So another pro would be resources. resources. If you're outsourcing these tasks to other people, contractors, freelancers, other agencies, etc., it's very likely that they have access to tools that, you may not have access to. By collaborating with other people, you not only now have access to resources that they have, but you also have access to resources that they have experience with. A huge pro for sure. All right, so now moving over into the cons, I think one of the first ones to make note of is communication. There may be a lot of people, and there are a lot of people out there who have the necessary skills that you need to fulfill the services for your clients, but how well do they communicate? What is their work structure like? Are they organized? Are they going to deliver on time? Like, so many other factors that contribute into fulfilling this service and how that makes you look as an agency owner. So you have to ensure that they not only have the skills necessary for your clients, that they are also very disciplined and organized and overall just a good team member to have. Although it can be, I made note of all the pros, all those pros go out the window if they aren't strong communicators and they're not dependable. And then of course the last con being, again, just referring back to what I was talking about earlier on in the video, is just control. Just ensuring that you have someone that you can depend on and you never have to worry about order fulfillment, deadlines, and things like that. There's just a lot more that you have to look out for when you outsource, aside from just the skill set. The skill set is, of course, one component and arguably like the most important, but if they're not dependable, it doesn't matter. All right, man, so yeah, just to wrap this video up real quick, I'm gonna give my final thoughts. I do think it really does depend where you are within your business, but in my personal opinion, in order to scale, you need a team. You absolutely need a team. And for me personally, early on, that was like the first thing that I went ahead and did, because I knew that in order to fulfill these services in high volume, bro, I gotta have a team. I have to. I'm not so concerned about deduction, like the pay cuts that I'm taking early on, because I'm really like building towards the future. And I know that in order to build, I need a solid team in place. That was the approach that I took. And again, like, I was outsourcing these tasks to a lot of people who were a lot more skilled in these areas in comparison to me, in regards to like more media-based things like graphic design, video editing, things like that. I got a little experience editing myself, but I wanted to work with experts. Like I said, man, just was not so concerned about the profits as much early on, because I knew where I was trying to get to and what I needed to do in order to get there. So I do highly encourage you to, start putting a team together, or start thinking about, how you're gonna put a team together if you're able to. Again, like I said, man, like, life happens sometimes, and if you absolutely need like every dime of your profits, the current stages within your business, I totally feel you. Like, makes sense, hold it down, do what you gotta do. If you do have the ability to outsource and not worry so much about the initial profits, highly encourage putting a team together, man. It's the best way to scale, and be prepared for when you start to see higher volume within your business, you can fulfill those services very quickly. Your turnaround times will be very fast and you won't have to worry about it. Just keep an eye out for skilled individuals who, of course, have the skill set you're looking for, but are also like loyal, bro, and just like team players. I think that goes such a long way, but it begins with you. It begins with you. As the agency owner, you are the orchestrator, you are foundation, you are the one who connects all the dots. So it's on you to ensure that you can depend on these people. So you really got to tap into your intuition and ensure that the people that you bring in onto your team, like, you can rely on them, and that's fact. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I always love chopping it up with y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. Drop a like on the video. Y'all know what that does for the algorithm, so would highly appreciate it. But yeah, man, I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. It's KT. Later.